Greetings, this is practice problem 5 from lesson 5 in section 5.2. It says complete the table below for each exponential function. So the question I was asked is wondering how to find the x-intercept, the horizontal intercept for an exponential equation. So if you take a look at each one of these, every one of these particular functions, what we see is that they're all of the form f of x is equal to a times b to the x. And in the first case and in the third case, they're both going to be growth functions because the base is bigger than 1. And then that would be f of x and h of x. And then g of x, that's a decay function since the base is less than 1, but bigger than 0. So what that tells us is f of x and h of x are both going to have graphs that look not quite alike, but similar to the following. They're going to look like that, where that is x and that is y. And one of the things, or one property of an exponential function, whether it is growth or decay, that is that form, is that the x-axis is playing the starring role of a horizontal asymptote. In other words, the line y equals to 0 is a horizontal asymptote. So what do we know about horizontal asymptotes? Well, what that means is that the function is going to come down and get as close as you would ever want it to the x-axis, but it's never going to touch it. So in terms of the horizontal intercept, there's none. And that's going to be true for all of these. There will be no horizontal intercept on any one of these. So just for the sake of completeness, let me repeat what I told you about the growth versus decay here and remind you about the base versus the initial value, okay? So we know A is always going to be our initial value. And we know B is going to be our exponential base. Now, if B is greater than 1, then it's growth. Looks like our function we drew just to the left here, in other words, a growth function, will look not quite unlike but similar to that. And if B is less than 1, but greater than 0, then we'll have a decay function. And that will look not quite unlike, but similar to this, okay? Where this is x, and this is y, and this is x, and this is y, okay? All right, and in both cases, though, what we have is that the x-axis is a horizontal asymptote, okay? One other quick reminder is that we know about that initial value. That initial value happens to be the y-intercept. So if you're looking for the vertical intercept, all you need to know is what the initial value a is. Because in all of these graphs right here, this point right here, that occurs at 0, a. So that initial value a also tells you your vertical intercept. Okay, well, hopefully that has been useful. Let me know. If not, I'll do another video.